Hello, this is Janila, the person behind Crafty Crochet Castle, and in this tutorial I'll show you how to crochet the tulip granny square. This is a beginner friendly tutorial and the granny square has a beautiful 3D shape to it. So let's get started working on it right away. To crochet this granny square, all you need is yarn in 3 colors, a crochet hook, scissors and yarn needle. I'm using 100% acrylic worsted weight yarn here and 5mm crochet hook. You can use any yarn for this project and choose a hook that is recommended for your yarn weight. Now let us start working on the instructions. I'll be taking my off-white yarn first. To start the pattern, we'll be doing a magic circle. If you prefer not to work with a magic circle, you can always do the alternate start, which is chain 4. Join with a slip stitch in the first chain to form a ring. And then work your round 1 stitches inside this little ring. Now let me show you how to do a magic circle. To do so, take your yarn like this and wrap it around your 2 fingers and cross it over at the point where the yarn meets. Next, pinch at this point and take this little loop out. Now insert your hook inside the loop, yarn over and bring a loop. This yarn is from the skein end. Now take all your fingers out and hold everything in place and make sure the loop on the hook is of the correct tension. That is, it's not too loose or not too tight, and the hook should be able to move freely. Then yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook. So there we have made a magic circle. This ring is adjustable and we'll be crocheting our stitches on these 2 strands of yarn over here. Now let's get started working on round 1. I will be doing chain 1 first. To do a chain, I will yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook. There I have made 1 chain. Now I will do 16 double crochet inside the ring. To do a double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook inside the ring, yarn over and bring a loop. So now we have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. We have 2 loops remaining here. I will yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops. This stitch is called as the double crochet. I will do 15 more double crochets in here so that we have a total of 16 double crochets for round 1. This chain 1 does not count as a stitch. If you're unsure of the total number of stitches, you can always turn your project to the top and count the number of V's over here. Each V is 1 stitch. So once when you have a total of 16 double crochets, make sure to hold your stitch with one hand and grab the magic circle tail in the other and slowly pull the tail. See how the magic circle opening is getting closed, and once when you pull it completely, it closes. So now to complete round 1, we'll be joining with a slip stitch on top of the very first double crochet over here. So because this is worked in a round, it will be the next stitch. So I will insert my hook inside the stitch, that is on the V like this, and then I will yarn over and bring a loop through the stitch and through the loop on the hook. So this stitch is called as the slip stitch. And there we have joined and made a complete circle over here. This is how the project will look at the end of round 1. Now let's fasten off our yarn over here. To do so, set your project aside, leave a long tail and then trim it. And then yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook and bring the tail all the way through and then pull it tight. So there we have fastened off our yarn. We will be crocheting round 2 in green, so make sure to grab your green yarn and join this yarn with a slip stitch in any stitch of round 1. To do so, I will insert my hook into any of the stitches and then hold my yarn like this and then I will yarn over and bring a loop through the stitch, and then I will yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook. So there I have joined my yarn with a slip stitch. Now let's get started working on the pattern. I will do chain 3 here. This chain 3 counts as a double crochet, and then I will do another chain, and I will do 1 double crochet in the same stitch over here. And then I will skip the next stitch of round 1. Now let's get started working on the repeat pattern for the round. The repeat pattern is a double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, and a double crochet in the same stitch. So I'll be working another double crochet in the same stitch, and then I will skip the next stitch. So this is going to be the repeat pattern for the round. I'll be repeating this pattern all the way around. So once again, the repeat pattern is a double crochet in the next stitch. Remember, we have skipped the stitch, followed by chain 1 and a double crochet in the same stitch, and skip the next stitch. So I will be working on this pattern all the way around, and I will meet you when I complete the repeat pattern. This is how the project looks after completing the repeat pattern for the round. Now I will join with a slip stitch on top of the chain 3 over here. This chain 3 counts as a double crochet. So join with a slip stitch on top of the third chain. And then we can fasten off over here. We would have a total of 8 of these V stitches over here. Now for round 3, we'll be crocheting the flower. So make sure to grab your flower color and join this yarn with a slip stitch inside any of these chain 1 space. So the space between 2 double crochets is the chain 1 space. So make sure to insert your hook over here and join this yarn. And then we'll start working on the flower. So I will do chain 3 first. This chain 3 counts as a double crochet, and then I will be doing 4 more double crochets inside the same space. We will be working popcorn stitches inside each of these chain spaces. And once when we have a total of 5 double crochets, this is also counted as a double crochet. So once when you do that, make sure to remove your hook and then insert your hook inside the first double crochet, in this case on top of the third chain, and then insert your hook inside the loop, and then bring this loop through the first double crochet. So this is a popcorn stitch. We would have formed a little 3D flower over here. So once when we do that, we can do chain 4. So this is going to be the repeat pattern for the round. The repeat pattern is a popcorn stitch inside the next space. To do a popcorn stitch, do 5 double crochets in the space. And then take your hook outside, insert your hook inside the first double crochet, insert your hook inside the loop over here and bring the loop through the first double crochet. This is a popcorn stitch, and then do chain 4. So I'll be repeating this pattern, that is popcorn stitch and chain 4, for the remaining 6 chain 1 space over here, and I'll meet you once when I complete this. Here I have completed the repeat pattern for round 3. We will have 8 such flowers over here. Once when we do that, we can join with a slip stitch on top of the very first flower. That is, insert your hook in the popcorn stitch and join with a slip stitch. We have a little flower over here which is round and almost 3D shape. Now we can fasten off our yarn over here. Do not worry if your project feels a little snug at this point. When we are working on the next rounds, it would stretch. And this is how the project looks at the end of round 3. Now let us crochet round 4. It is in this round we will be starting to form the square shape of our granny square. So I'm going to take my off-white yarn once again and I will join this yarn with a slip stitch to the chain 4 spaces that is found between the flowers. So I will be joining this yarn first. And then I will do chain 3. This counts as a double crochet. And then I will do 2 more double crochets in the same space. Followed by chain 3. 3 double crochets in the same space. And chain 1. So there we have formed one corner of our square. Now I will be working 3 double crochets inside the next chain 4 space over here. Followed by chain 1. Now let us work on the repeat pattern. The repeat pattern starts with 3 double crochet in the next space. Followed by chain 3. 3 double crochet in the same space. Followed by chain 1. So this is another corner of the square. Now let's continue working on the repeat pattern, which would be 3 double crochet in the next space followed by chain 1. So this marks the end of the repeat pattern. Here we have formed another side. Now I will be repeating this pattern 2 more times over here. There you can see another corner being formed over here. Now I'll be repeating this pattern 1 more time over here. Now we would have completed our repeat pattern over here and we would have formed a little square. Now to finish off this round, I will be joining with a slip stitch on top of the chain 3 over here. So this is how the project will look at the end of round 4. Now let's work on round 5. For this round, I will be doing a slip stitch in the next 2 double crochets and a slip stitch inside the next chain 3 space. Now we will be at the corner over here. At this point I will do chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and then I will do 2 more double crochets here. Now I will do chain 3 and 3 more double crochets inside the same space. Followed by chain 1. Typically in every corner we will be doing 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochets, and in all of these spaces we will be doing 3 double crochets followed by chain 1. So now in the next chain 1 space over here, I will do 3 double crochets, followed by chain 1. Now I have one more chain one space here. I will be doing 3 double crochets here. Followed by chain one. Now we are at the corner stitch over here. So now let's start working on the repeat pattern. From here, the pattern is 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet in the same space, followed by chain 1, and then 3 double crochet, chain 1 in every chain 1 space. Here I will be doing 3 double crochet, chain 1 twice. So this is my first time, and I will be working on the second time over here. And this marks the end of the repeat pattern for one side. Now I'll be repeating this pattern 2 more times over here, and we are forming a granny square over here. Now I will crochet the repeat pattern twice, and I'll meet you when I'm at the end of round 5. And once when I complete the repeat pattern for round 5, I will join with a slip stitch on top of the double crochet over here, that is in the 3rd chain. And we will have a little square over here. Now let's work on the last round for this granny square, which is round 6. For this I will do a slip stitch in the next 2 double crochets, followed by a slip stitch in the chain 3 space, chain 3 which counts as a double crochet, and 2 double crochets in the same space, followed by chain 3, 3 double crochets in the same space, and chain 1. So there we have found one corner of our square. Now I will be doing 3 double crochet, chain 1 in every chain 1 space over here. So I'll be doing that 3 times. So there we have done one side of our square. Now let's start working on the repeat pattern, which we will be repeating thrice over here. The repeat pattern is 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochet in the same space, chain 1, and then 3 double crochet, chain 1 in the next 3 chain 1 space. So there I have worked on the repeat pattern once. Now I will work on this repeat pattern 2 more times off camera, and I'll meet you when I complete the repeat pattern. So here I have completed the repeat pattern for this round, and once when you do that, we can join with a slip stitch on top of the very first double crochet, that is on top of the 3rd chain. I'm going to finish my granny square over here, so I'm going to fasten off my yarn over here. You can continue working on your rounds if you would want a bigger granny square. And this is how the project will look. And this is the wrong side. Now let me show you how to weave in the tails. To do so, make sure to turn your project to the wrong side, and I'll first show you how to weave in the magic circle tail. So grab the magic circle tail, thread it in a yarn needle, and once again pull the magic circle opening so the opening is as small as possible, and then you can secure it with a knot in one of the loops in the wrong side. This would prevent the magic circle ring to open up. And once when you secure it with a knot, we can begin weaving in this tail. To weave in this tail, I will be inserting my needle through the loops in the wrong side. You can grab any set of loops, and you can also go in any direction you want. Because this project is worked in a round, I'm going in a round over here. And once when you think you have weaved in enough in one direction, you can turn your project, and this time you can grab a different set of loops and then weave it in. You can do this a few times. And once when you think you have weaved in enough, you can take your needle out, stretch the piece a little bit so that it has not lost its shape due to us weaving it in or pulling the tail too tightly, and then we can trim the tail over here. In the same manner, I will weave in all the other tails, and I will meet you once when I do that. This is how the project looks after weaving in all the tails. This is the wrong side and this is the right side. We have a little 3D shaped flower on our granny square. It is always recommended to block our granny square project so that we have a more cleaner, crisper edges and a perfect square. You can crochet this granny square in other colors as well. I hope you enjoy crocheting this along with me. Please show your support by subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching.